The sun is sunning today, so we'll see how that works as we are putting on some makeup. Today is actually Black Friday already here in where I am, and I'm getting ready to, get back to the kitchen and cook and have one of our friends over. So very small Thanksgiving. Usually in international schools, you don't get Thanksgiving off. So we have gotten used over the years to having Thanksgiving either the day before or the day after, just because it's easier for cooking purposes. And like I make a lot of things, okay? Like pies I made last night, so they're chilling in the fridge. I'm roasting our chicken right now. Like there's no point in buying a turkey for 3 people when one of those people is vegetarian. Also turkeys abroad are ridiculously expensive. So it's gonna be a really low-key Thanksgiving, but I am really excited about it. It's just nice to be cozied up at home, and the weather has finally cooled down here in the Middle East. So I just figured that I would show you my easy weekend running errands, but I want to look put together kind of makeup. And we're gonna be using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 products. Only 6 products today. So I figured that could be good because this time of the year is so busy. Sometimes you want to wear makeup, but you don't have time to do too much, or you simply don't feel like it. My God, this line in front of my face is kind of driving me crazy. I have no idea what that line is. I'm so sorry. But yeah, lighting is a bit of a challenge today, so I hope that you can bear with me. If you don't understand what this very strange person is talking about and why is this so unstructured, welcome. I'm Joe. I play around with makeup and I try to enjoy what I have as much as possible. And in fact, today we are going to do some of that maximum enjoyment of makeup together because I am going to finish my Stila Convertible Color Cream Blush on camera with you all. So if an easy makeup that will make you look put together but doesn't take too long or too much skill to do sounds like fun to you, stay with us and check it out. Alrighty. Let's go with brows first. My brows are not in the best shape in the world, but on these kinds of like easy makeup days, I usually just use a pencil or a gel. Right now I'm using the Benefit Gimme Brow Volumizing Pencil. So more than anything, like really I could, skip the whole brow thing altogether and not do that. But the tail of my brows is a little sparse and I wear glasses. So I prefer a more defined brow. Like it's not, the 2016 Instagram brow, but just a little bit more defined. I'm gonna go from my kitchen to my couch. So this is not gonna be fancy at all. Just, I'm just showing you like what's possible. Let's put it that way. And truly what I do when I want to look a little put together and I want to wear some makeup, but I don't want to wear too much makeup. Okay, brows are done. Step 1. Step 2, I usually don't wear foundation or tinted moisturizer on the days when I'm doing this easy no frills makeup. I usually just use concealer. I'm gonna be using the Ritual de Fille, now it's called the Sorcerer Concealer, now that it's officially released. I'm using the shade 160. Admittedly, this is not the most brightening shade in the world, but when I'm doing this kind of makeup, I don't go for the most brightening shade in the world because I'm not necessarily going for brightening. I'm just going for evening things out a little bit. I will admit, the more I use this concealer, the more I like it. So I'm not opposed to actually getting the final release because what I have is like the lab access release. Sometimes Ritual de Fille opens up their products when they're on development. They put them on their website for a discounted price and then you can buy them and send them feedback and all of that. So I did that when the product was still kind of in testing, and that's the version that I have. But the more I use it, the more I like it. And it's been my go-to concealer lately because I feel like I don't need a whole lot of coverage in my under eyes. Like I feel like it's not critical, even though my sleep has been rather uneven because high stress season. But I feel like the brightening is sufficient, but not too brightening, and the coverage is pretty good. I would say that this is a high coverage concealer. I think it's pretty pretty evident, but it blends out beautifully. I've spent a couple of months with it. You may notice that what I say in that video about the concealer is maybe a little bit different than what I'm saying right now. And I mean, I think that's fair, but yeah, this formula has definitely grown on me over time. That's it for complexion pretty much. Like that's the only proper complexion product that I'm gonna use, just under eyes, between my, like in this socket of my eyes. And then I usually do a little bit of my upper lip because I do have darkness there that does look funny if I don't even it out with a complexion product. And then for like the rest of my face, usually what happens is that I use powder just for the sake of giving myself a little veil of luminosity and controlling oils and that sort of thing. So I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Halo Glow because it is really finely milled. It has a little bit of pigment and it doesn't really mattify that much, but it does give you a bit of an airbrushed appearance, and it's really hard to overdo it. I'm not showing you the component because mine, like it was tipped over at one point and I have a lot of the powder out. So I'll usually just put it on the lid like this and take a rather loose brush like this Luxie G40 and then just, you know, loosely apply. So like, it's not a super heavy complexion, which means that I don't need to reapply, I don't need to check, I don't need to really even set it if I don't want to. But it gives me, thanks to the pigment, like a little bit of evening out the skin tone. That's the complexion, product number 2. And now let's go to the pièce de résistance, which is product number 3, blush. I usually don't do bronzers in these kinds of days. I usually don't do highlighter in these kinds of days. I will be using blush, and usually that's what I go with. And today we're using my Stila convertible color in Magnolia. As you can see, it's pretty much done. We're gonna witness its dying breath as it goes on my cheeks. So you will see that component on my Q4 empties. And I choose a blush like this one because it is really neutral on me. It's really nude. I do have quite a bit of purple and blue undertone. So a shade like these kinds of mauves are really ideal for me and look really natural. Sorry, I'm trying to like play with the sunlight so that you can see the application in the sunlight. I'm actually not sure that I'm gonna finish this today. I'll be very, very close though. Very close. Like even if I go a little ham today, yeah, I'm not sure that I'm gonna really clean the pan up, but I mean, really. This is about like, are we really gonna be picky about like how much or how little of that blush there is in the pan? I think that regardless, I think it's fair to say, like you can see there, just how little there's left. We're pretty much done here, you know? Like I literally have like one application or maybe even one reapplication today, and that's gonna be the end of it, which is awesome. A similar shade to this, I would say, if you have it in cream, the LYS Triple Fix, is it Triple Fix? Higher Standard, sorry. Triple Fix is the powder and the setting spray. Higher Standard cream blush in Self Love. That's a very similar shade to this, but a little more pink. Cheeks done, see? Just like a little bit of luminosity and a little bit of color, but when it fades, it's not gonna look weird in terms of, oh my God, where did your makeup go? So that's why I like blushes like these, rather nude, on days like these. Eyeshadow. I am gonna wear eyeshadow. Usually on these days, I wear one. Like really, it's just a one and done situation. So today we're gonna choose from the Retro palette from Natasha Denona, and I'm gonna use the shade Jude because it's like a very easy taupey kind of mauve shade. So a little bit of sparkle, but nothing crazy. That again doesn't need a lot of tools or technique, and that as the day goes by, see, like I don't even have that much left in my finger when I finish applying it. As the day goes by, like it's gonna wear off really naturally and just kind of look gently worn throughout the day, you know, It's gonna move with your eyes in the same way that, that your eyelids move naturally. You can, of course, use any one and done shadow that you like, but I really, really like that one. I wish that it was a single shadow sometimes, but I have it on this palette. And I really, really like it for these kinds of looks. Lashes. I usually go for like a wispy, natural, elongated lash on days like these. For that, Benefit Roller Lash I think is a pretty ideal mascara because it really does offer length for every single lash, and you get a lot of definition. You get like a really fan-like lash. Really the goal here is just to show you that you can do a really nice, easy makeup with a handful of products, and it's not gonna take a whole lot of time. See the length that you get with that and how like open and defined and fan-like the lashes get with this mascara. I really like it for that purpose because same thing is gonna give you a really natural look while still kind of framing the eye and giving it some dimension, which once again, for someone like me that wears glasses, that matters. So we have complexion done, brows, eyes, cheeks, and we're gonna finish with lips. For lips, usually on a day like this, I'm wearing a lip gloss, a lip oil, or a lip balm. Today, because it's kind of in the same shade family, we're gonna wear the Lawless Forget the Filler gloss in Velvet, which is like this mauve shade. I'm really glad to see that these glosses are getting their due and people are really aware of how awesome the formula is. Looks a little pink on camera, but it doesn't really translate to that. Sorry, I think I have a brush hair. It doesn't really translate that way in like real life. It doesn't look as white base pink as it looks on camera. It looks a little more natural. Sorry, there we go. If I wanted to do more, I could use a lip liner or like a brown lipstick and dab it a little bit to kind of even out the pink more, but I don't really think that's necessary in this case. And that's it. That's a completed look. It's one of those looks that is like, is she wearing makeup or is she not wearing makeup? Like that's kind of the goal of it. Obviously I'm wearing makeup because I'm wearing eyeshadow and you can tell, but everything else, in my opinion, looks really fresh, really juicy, really healthy, and very effortless, which is really what I'm going for with this kind of look. Tell me in the comments if there are other products that are ideal, in your opinion, for a look like this. What is your go-to little group of products for a look like this that is really fresh, clean, dewy, healthy looking, but I still look put together, I still look like I did something? Tell me in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I hope that you are doing well wherever you are. I am also looking forward to, hopefully, as I'm getting closer to winter break and kind of closing things at work, being here a little bit more and really getting into my makeup collection and showcasing some things that, yeah, they're old, but I do want to show you like how I use them, and hopefully that can help you. That's pretty much gonna be it. I hope that you enjoyed the look. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up so that YouTube can show this idea to other people that might find it helpful. Thank you for joining me today in my adventures with makeup, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye-bye.